Chosen one. Have you ever had the quiet feeling that you see the world differently than the people around you? Maybe you notice things others overlook without even trying. You might sense the mood of a room the moment you walk into it, picking up on emotions or intentions that no one else seems to recognize. Perhaps there have been times when you understood what someone truly meant before they even finished speaking, or moments when something inside you warned that a situation was not what it appeared to be, even though everything on the surface looked perfectly normal. These experiences can be confusing, especially when it seems like the people around you move through life without noticing the same things. For many chosen ones, this sense of difference begins early. You may have felt out of place growing up, as though your perspective on life did not fully match the environment around you. While others were comfortable following the crowd, something inside you kept asking deeper questions. You may have wondered why certain people behaved the way they did, why certain situations carried an energy that felt either peaceful or unsettling, or why you were drawn towards spiritual questions long before others around you seemed interested in them. At times, this difference may have felt isolating. You might have wondered if you were simply too sensitive or too thoughtful, or if something about the way you experienced life was unusual. Throughout history, many faith traditions have spoken about the idea that some individuals are given spiritual gifts when they are called for a higher purpose. These gifts are rarely loud or dramatic. They do not usually appear as extraordinary abilities that immediately separate someone from everyone else. Instead, they often appear in subtle ways that can easily be misunderstood. A heightened sense of awareness might look like overthinking. Deep empathy might feel like emotional overwhelm. The ability to recognize truth quickly might be mistaken for suspicion or skepticism. Because these gifts are quiet and deeply personal, many chosen ones spend years trying to understand why they experience the world differently. It is common for people who carry these gifts to question themselves for a long time. You may have tried to ignore your instincts or suppress the feelings that told you something deeper was happening beneath the surface of everyday life. You may have attempted to fit into environments that did not fully align with who you were, hoping that the sense of difference would eventually fade. Yet no matter how much you tried to adapt, that inner awareness often remained. Something continued to remind you that your perspective on life carried a depth that could not easily be explained. For many chosen ones, the turning point comes when they begin to understand that these experiences may not be weaknesses or strange personality traits. Instead, they may be signs of spiritual gifts that were placed within them for a reason. The sensitivity that once felt overwhelming may actually be discernment. The empathy that once felt heavy may be the ability to understand and support others in ways that few people can. The questions that once made you feel different may be part of a deeper awareness meant to guide your journey. In this video, we are going to explore the spiritual gifts that often appear in the lives of the chosen ones. We will look at why these gifts exist, how they develop over time, and why they are often misunderstood in the early stages of a person's life. Most importantly, we will explore how these gifts prepare you for a mission that may be far greater than anything you can currently see. And if this message resonates with your journey, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might also be discovering their spiritual gifts, and subscribe to the channel for more content about faith, spiritual growth, and the path of the chosen ones. As we move deeper into the idea of spiritual gifts within the lives of the chosen ones, one of the first and most significant abilities to understand is the gift of spiritual discernment. Many people assume that spiritual gifts must appear as dramatic or supernatural events, but in reality, some of the most powerful gifts are quiet, subtle, and deeply woven into the way a person experiences the world. Discernment is one of those gifts. It is the ability to sense truth beyond appearances, to recognize what lies beneath words and behavior, and to perceive intentions that are not always openly revealed. For many chosen ones, this ability begins to appear long before they understand what it means. As children or young adults, they may notice that certain situations feel wrong, even when others around them seem comfortable. They may feel uneasy around people who appear friendly on the surface, sensing something beneath the smile that others cannot see. At the same time, they may feel drawn toward individuals who carry genuine kindness and integrity, even when those qualities are not immediately visible to everyone else. This heightened awareness can feel confusing in the early stages of life. a chosen one may begin to question why their reactions to certain people or environments are different from those around them. When everyone else trusts a particular person or embraces a particular situation, the chosen one may feel an internal hesitation that they cannot fully explain. Because this instinct does not always come with clear evidence or logical reasoning, it can create uncertainty about whether those feelings should be trusted. Over time, however, patterns begin to appear. Many chosen ones eventually realize that their instincts about people and situations are often accurate. They may recall moments when they felt uneasy about someone from the beginning, only to later discover that the person's intentions were not as genuine as they appeared. They may remember times when they sensed manipulation or dishonesty before it became obvious to others. These experiences can slowly build a sense of awareness that something deeper is happening within their perception of the world. Discernment allows chosen ones to recognize when a person's words do not align with their intentions. Communication is not limited to the words people speak. Human behavior carries layers of meaning that can be expressed through tone, body language, subtle inconsistencies, and emotional energy. Someone who possesses spiritual discernment often senses these inconsistencies instinctively. They may notice when someone says the right things, but carries an underlying attitude that feels insincere. They may detect when kindness is used as a disguise for control, or when flattery hides jealousy. This ability can be especially important because manipulation often depends on the ability to deceive others. Individuals who seek to influence or control people frequently rely on presenting themselves in ways that appear trustworthy. Without discernment, it becomes easy to believe the surface presentation and overlook the deeper motives that may exist underneath. For the chosen one, discernment functions as a form of protection, helping them recognize when something is not aligned with truth. Yet this gift does not always feel like a gift at first. Many chosen ones grow up believing that their sensitivity is a weakness. They may hear others describe them as overly cautious, overly emotional, or too suspicious of people. When your instincts differ from the majority of those around you, it can be tempting to assume that your perception is incorrect. In an effort to fit in or avoid conflict, some chosen ones try to ignore their instincts and trust situations that do not feel right internally. Unfortunately, ignoring discernment often leads to experiences that reinforce the importance of listening to that inner awareness. Many chosen ones can recall moments when they dismissed their instincts about someone, only to later discover that the situation unfolded exactly as they had quietly feared. These experiences can be painful, but they also serve as lessons that gradually strengthen trust in their own perception. Over time, discernment becomes less confusing and more recognizable. Instead of feeling like an unexplained sensitivity, it begins to appear as a form of clarity. The chosen one learns to distinguish between ordinary suspicion and genuine spiritual awareness. Discernment does not operate through constant fear or judgment of others. Instead, it quietly observes patterns and signals that reveal the truth about a situation. Another important aspect of discernment is that it does not only identify harmful influences, it also helps chosen ones recognize genuine goodness and authenticity in others. Just as they can sense when someone carries hidden motives, they can also recognize when someone's intentions are sincere. This allows them to build relationships with individuals who share values of honesty, compassion, and integrity. Because of this, discernment becomes a powerful guide in shaping the chosen one's path. The people we allow into our lives influence our direction more than we often realize. Relationships can either support growth or slowly pull a person away from their purpose. When someone possesses the ability to recognize authenticity and deception more clearly, they gain an important advantage in navigating those relationships. Discernment also helps chosen ones make decisions about environments and opportunities. Certain places carry emotional or spiritual atmospheres that affect how people think and behave. A person with strong discernment may sense when an environment encourages negativity, conflict, or dishonesty. At the same time, they may feel drawn towards spaces that encourage peace, growth, and truth. These impressions can influence the decisions they make about where to invest their time and energy. For many chosen ones, learning to trust discernment becomes one of the most important turning points in their spiritual development. Once they begin to recognize that their sensitivity is actually a form of perception, their confidence grows. Instead of suppressing their instincts, they begin to listen more carefully to the quiet signals that guide them. This does not mean that discernment makes life easier or eliminates all challenges. Even with strong awareness, chosen ones will still encounter difficult people and complicated situations. The difference is that discernment provides early warning. It reveals potential dangers before they fully develop, allowing the chosen one to step back, set boundaries, or move in a different direction. Ultimately, the gift of spiritual discernment is not meant to create distance from the world, but to help the chosen one walk through it with wisdom. It allows them to recognize truth more clearly and to avoid influences that could disrupt their purpose. What once felt like being overly sensitive begins to reveal itself as a powerful form of perception. Many chosen ones spend years believing that their awareness makes them different in ways that are difficult to explain. But as they grow in understanding, they realize that the very sensitivity they once questioned is the same ability that protects their journey and guides them toward the path they were meant to walk. After understanding the gift of spiritual discernment, another spiritual gift often becomes visible in the lives of the chosen ones. While discernment allows you to perceive truth beyond appearances, empathy allows you to feel the emotional realities that others carry within them. These two gifts frequently exist side by side. One allows you to recognize hidden intentions, while the other allows you to sense hidden pain. Together, they create a powerful awareness of the human experience that many chosen ones carry from an early stage in their lives. For many chosen ones, empathy does not appear as a simple ability to sympathize with others. It often manifests as a deep emotional connection to the struggles of people around them. When someone is hurting, the chosen one may feel that pain almost as if it were their own. They may sense sadness, anxiety, or emotional heaviness in ways that others do not immediately notice. Sometimes they can walk into a room and feel the emotional atmosphere before anyone speaks a word. While others move through social situations comfortably, the chosen one may become aware of tension, unspoken grief, or quiet suffering hidden beneath the surface. This ability can be both beautiful and challenging. On one hand, empathy allows chosen ones to understand people on a level that goes far beyond ordinary conversation. They can recognize when someone is struggling, even when that person tries to hide their pain. They can sense the difference between someone who is genuinely happy and someone who is masking deeper emotions. Because of this awareness, many people naturally feel drawn to them when they are going through difficult moments in life. It is not uncommon for chosen ones to notice that people in crisis seem to find them without explanation. Friends, co-workers, and even strangers may open up to them about deeply personal struggles. Someone who rarely speaks about their emotions may suddenly feel comfortable sharing their story with the chosen one. Individuals experiencing heartbreak, anxiety, or confusion often sense that they are speaking to someone who will truly understand them. The chosen one may not actively seek these conversations, yet they often find themselves in the position of listener, supporter, or guide. This pattern can sometimes be confusing at first. A chosen one may wonder why so many people bring their problems to them, or why they seem to attract individuals who are going through emotional hardship. In the early stages of life, this responsibility can feel overwhelming. Carrying the emotional weight of others, while also navigating your own experiences, can create moments of exhaustion or confusion. Some chosen ones even try to distance themselves from this role because they feel unprepared to handle the intensity of other people's struggles. Yet this attraction often happens because empathy creates a sense of safety that others can feel instinctively. When someone who is hurting encounters a person who genuinely understands emotional pain, they naturally feel more comfortable opening their heart. Empathy allows the chosen one to respond not with judgment or impatience, but with compassion. Even when they do not have perfect answers, their presence alone can create an environment where healing begins. Another remarkable aspect of this gift is the ability to feel compassion even for people who have caused harm. Many chosen ones discover that they struggle to hold resentment for long periods of time. Even when someone has hurt them, they often find themselves wondering about the pain or brokenness that may exist behind that person's behavior. Instead of viewing others purely as enemies or villains, they try to understand the deeper reasons behind harmful actions. This does not mean that chosen ones excuse injustice or allow themselves to be mistreated repeatedly. Instead, It reflects an ability to recognize the complexity of human struggles. They understand that people who hurt others often carry unresolved wounds of their own. While boundaries are still necessary, empathy allows chosen ones to respond with understanding rather than bitterness. This compassionate perspective can become a powerful force for healing. When people feel seen and understood, they are more likely to confront their own struggles honestly. A chosen one who listens with patience and sincerity can create moments where others begin to process pain they have hidden for years. Sometimes the act of simply being present and attentive becomes the first step in another person's journey toward recovery. Because of this, empathy often becomes one of the most important tools chosen ones use to fulfill their purpose. It allows them to connect with people from many different backgrounds and experiences. It enables them to speak to the hearts of others in ways that feel authentic rather than distant. When someone shares guidance or encouragement from a place of genuine understanding, those words carry far more weight than advice that comes from theory alone. However, learning how to use empathy wisely is a process that takes time. In the early stages, many chosen ones experience emotional overwhelm because they absorb too much of the pain around them. Without proper boundaries, they may try to carry responsibilities that do not belong to them. They may feel responsible for solving every problem they encounter or helping every person who comes to them with a struggle. This is where maturity and self-awareness become important. Empathy is a powerful gift, but it must be balanced with wisdom. The chosen one gradually learns that feeling compassion for others does not require sacrificing their own emotional stability. They begin to recognize the difference between supporting someone and becoming responsible for their choices. Healthy empathy allows them to care deeply while still maintaining the boundaries necessary to protect their own well-being. As this understanding develops, empathy transforms from something overwhelming into something purposeful. Instead of feeling burdened by the pain they sense in others, chosen ones begin to use their understanding to offer guidance, encouragement, and clarity. They learn how to listen without absorbing every emotion. They discover that their role is not to rescue everyone, but to illuminate a path toward healing for those who are willing to walk it. Over time, this ability to understand and comfort others becomes one of the most meaningful aspects of the chosen one's journey. People who once felt alone in their struggles may find hope through the compassion they encounter. Conversations that begin with pain can end with renewed strength and perspective. The empathy that once felt like an overwhelming sensitivity becomes a channel through which encouragement and healing flow. For the chosen one, this transformation marks an important stage of growth. What once seemed like an emotional burden reveals itself as a gift that connects them deeply with the lives of others. Through empathy, they become not only observers of human struggle, but also participants in the process of restoration. And as this gift continues to mature, the chosen one begins to understand that the sensitivity they once questioned was never a weakness. It was a spiritual capacity designed to bring compassion, understanding, and healing into a world where many people feel unseen and unheard. As we move forward from the gift of deep empathy, another spiritual gift often becomes visible in the lives of the chosen ones. Empathy allows you to feel the emotions of others, to recognize pain and compassion in ways that many people cannot. But beyond emotional understanding, many chosen ones also carry a deeper sensitivity that extends beyond human feelings. This sensitivity is known as spiritual awareness. While empathy connects you to the emotional world around you, spiritual awareness connects you to the deeper meaning behind events, experiences, and the direction of life itself. For many chosen ones, this awareness begins quietly and often very early in life. While others around them are focused primarily on everyday routines, entertainment, or social expectations, the chosen one may find themselves drawn toward questions that seem unusually deep for their age. They may wonder about the purpose of life, the meaning behind suffering, or the unseen forces that shape the direction of human experiences. These questions often appear long before they have the language or knowledge to fully explain them. Growing up with this awareness can sometimes feel isolating. When a child or young person begins asking questions about life, destiny, or faith that others are not thinking about, they may feel misunderstood. Friends and classmates might focus on immediate goals and simple interests, while the chosen one feels compelled to explore ideas about purpose, morality, and spiritual truth. This difference in perspective can create the sense of being out of place, as though their mind is searching for answers in a deeper dimension than the conversations happening around them. Many chosen ones remember moments when they felt aware of things that others seem to overlook. They might notice patterns in people's behavior that repeat across different situations. They might observe how certain decisions lead to predictable consequences, even when others fail to recognize those connections. Over time, they begin to see life not simply as a sequence of random events, but as a series of experiences that carry meaning and lessons. This ability to notice patterns becomes one of the defining aspects of spiritual awareness. While others may view events as isolated incidents, chosen ones often sense that there is a larger story unfolding. They recognize connections between experiences that appear unrelated on the surface. A difficult challenge may later reveal a lesson that prepared them for a future opportunity. A seemingly random encounter may lead to a conversation that changes the direction of their thinking. Through these experiences, the chosen one begins to perceive that life often carries a deeper structure than it first appears. Spiritual awareness also creates a natural attraction toward faith and divine guidance. Even before fully understanding the language of spirituality, many chosen ones feel drawn toward ideas about God, purpose, and destiny. They may feel comforted by spiritual teachings, or find themselves reflecting on sacred texts and philosophical ideas that explore the relationship between humanity and the divine. This connection does not always come from external pressure or tradition. Instead, it often arises from an internal sense that there is something greater guiding the flow of life. For some chosen ones, this awareness grows stronger during moments of difficulty. Challenges often push people to search for deeper meaning, and those who carry spiritual awareness frequently respond by seeking understanding rather than surrendering to despair. They may ask what lesson a difficult experience might carry, or how a painful season might shape their future. Instead of seeing hardship purely as misfortune, they begin to view it as part of a process that is shaping their character and direction. At times, this perspective can make chosen ones appear unusual to others. When someone approaches life with constant reflection and spiritual curiosity, people who prefer simple explanations may struggle to relate to that mindset. Friends or family members may not understand why the chosen one spends so much time thinking about purpose, morality, or faith. They may encourage them to focus on practical matters instead of philosophical questions. Yet the chosen one often finds it impossible to ignore these deeper reflections. The awareness they carry continues to guide their thoughts and decisions. They may sense when certain choices align with their purpose and when others lead them away from it. This inner clarity gradually becomes stronger as they continue exploring their spiritual path. Another important aspect of spiritual awareness is the ability to sense when guidance is present. Many chosen ones describe moments where they feel led towards certain decisions or opportunities in ways that cannot be easily explained by logic alone. This guidance may appear as a strong feeling that a particular direction is right, even if the path seems uncertain at first. It may also appear as a quiet conviction that a certain choice should be avoided. While these experiences may feel mysterious, they often play an important role in shaping the chosen one's journey. The ability to recognize spiritual direction allows them to navigate life with greater clarity. Even when circumstances become confusing, the awareness of a deeper guidance provides reassurance that their path is not random. As this awareness continues to grow, it gradually prepares chosen ones for roles that involve guiding others. People who can recognize patterns, understand deeper meaning, and remain connected to spiritual truth often become natural sources of wisdom within their communities. Others may seek their perspective during times of uncertainty because they sense that the chosen one sees beyond the surface of situations. This does not mean that chosen ones immediately feel ready to lead or advise others. In fact, many spend years quietly observing and learning before they recognize the influence they carry. Spiritual awareness often develops slowly, through reflection, experience, and a growing understanding of life's complexities. Over time, however, the purpose of this awareness becomes clearer. The questions that once made them feel different begin to shape a perspective that helps others navigate their own challenges. The ability to recognize deeper meaning allows them to offer insights that bring clarity and encouragement to those who are struggling. For the chosen one, spiritual awareness ultimately becomes more than a personal sensitivity. It becomes a lens through which they interpret the world and their role within it. The curiosity that once felt unusual becomes the foundation of wisdom. The reflections that once created distance between them and others become the very qualities that allow them to guide, inspire, and uplift the people who cross their path. And as they continue to grow in this awareness, they begin to realize that the difference they felt growing up was never a sign that something was wrong with them. It was a sign that their perspective had been shaped for a purpose that required seeing the world through a deeper and more spiritual understanding. As we move forward from the gift of spiritual awareness, another powerful gift often becomes visible in the lives of the chosen ones. Spiritual awareness allows them to see meaning behind events and recognize deeper truths about life. Yet awareness alone would not be enough to sustain the journey they are called to walk. The path of the chosen one is rarely easy, and understanding deeper truths often comes through experiences that test a person's strength. This is where another gift emerges, one that many chosen ones do not recognize until much later in life. That gift is resilience. Resilience is the unusual strength to endure hardship and continue moving forward when circumstances become overwhelming. Many chosen ones eventually look back on their lives and notice that they have survived challenges that would have broken many people. These experiences may include betrayal from people they trusted, seasons of loneliness where they felt misunderstood, or struggles that forced them to rebuild their lives after unexpected losses. At the time, these events often felt unfair or exhausting. It may have seemed as though life was placing obstacles in their path again and again. Yet the remarkable thing about resilience is that it often reveals itself only after the storm has passed. While someone is living through hardship, they rarely feel strong. They may feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain about the future. But despite those emotions, they continue moving forward. They continue searching for solutions, learning from their experiences, and finding ways to rebuild what has been damaged. When the chosen one eventually looks back at those difficult seasons, they begin to see something extraordinary. The challenges that once seemed unbearable did not destroy them. Instead, those experiences shaped them into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. Many chosen ones notice that their life stories contain moments where everything appeared to collapse. Plans that once felt certain suddenly fell apart. Relationships that were expected to last forever came to an end. Opportunities disappeared just when it seemed like progress was finally being made. During those moments, the chosen one may have felt as though they were starting over from the beginning. Yet each time they faced such a moment, something within them refused to give up completely. This inner strength often surprises even the chosen one. They may ask themselves how they managed to survive a particular experience, or how they found the courage to continue after so many setbacks. The answer often lies in the resilience that has been quietly developing through every hardship they have faced. What appeared to be repeated challenges were actually opportunities for this resilience to grow stronger. Hardship has a way of deepening a person's understanding of life. When someone experiences struggle, they gain insight into emotions and situations that cannot be learned through comfort alone. Painful seasons force individuals to reflect on their beliefs, their priorities, and their relationship with faith. During those moments, many chosen ones discover that their faith becomes stronger rather than weaker. They begin to rely on spiritual guidance in ways they never had before. What once felt like a distant concept becomes a source of strength that carries them through uncertainty. This transformation often leads to wisdom that cannot be easily taught. People who have endured difficult seasons develop a deeper understanding of patience, humility, and perseverance. They recognize that life does not always follow predictable patterns, and that growth often emerges from unexpected places. When chosen ones speak about resilience later in life, their words carry weight because they come from personal experience rather than theory. Another important aspect of resilience is that it eventually becomes part of the chosen one's testimony. The story of their survival becomes a source of encouragement for others who are facing similar struggles. When someone hears about a person who endured hardship and still found a way to move forward, it creates hope. It shows that difficult circumstances do not have to define the final outcome of a person's life. Many people find strength in hearing the journeys of those who have overcome adversity. The chosen one who once questioned why they experienced so many challenges may later discover that those very experiences allow them to connect with others in powerful ways. When they share their story, others realize that they are not alone in their struggles. The resilience of the chosen one becomes evidence that survival and growth are possible, even in the darkest seasons. Resilience also prepares chosen ones to help others overcome their own difficulties. Someone who has never experienced hardship may struggle to understand the emotional weight carried by people in pain, but a person who has walked through storms and emerged stronger can offer empathy and guidance that feels authentic. Their words are not distant advice, but reflections shaped by real experience. When someone facing hardship encounters a person who has survived similar struggles, something powerful happens. They begin to believe that recovery and transformation are possible. The chosen one becomes a living example of perseverance, demonstrating that difficult seasons can eventually lead to strength and renewal. For this reason, resilience is not simply about surviving pain. It is about transforming that pain into something meaningful. The challenges that once threatened to break the chosen one become the very experiences that equip them to guide others. What once appeared to be suffering without purpose begins to reveal itself as preparation for a role that involves supporting and encouraging those who are still in the middle of their own struggles. Over time, the chosen one begins to see their past from a new perspective. The moments that once felt like misfortune become chapters in a story of growth. The trials that once created doubt become evidence of strength. The journey that once seemed unfair begins to reveal a pattern of preparation. This realization can change the way chosen ones view both their past and their future. Instead of seeing their hardships as meaningless pain, they begin to understand them as experiences that shaped their character and strengthened their faith. The resilience they develop through those trials becomes one of the most powerful gifts they carry. And as they continue moving forward, they recognize that this resilience was never simply about surviving difficult moments. It was about preparing them to stand strong in situations where others might lose hope, to guide people who feel lost, and to show through their own lives that perseverance can transform even the most painful experiences into something that serves a greater purpose. As we move forward from the gift of resilience, another powerful ability begins to reveal itself in the lives of the chosen ones. Resilience shapes the inner strength required to survive hardship, and through that strength, a story is formed. Yet that story is not meant to remain hidden. The experiences, lessons, and transformations that chosen ones go through often carry a deeper purpose. Over time, those experiences begin to affect the people around them. This is where another spiritual gift becomes visible, the gift of influence. Influence is often misunderstood in the modern world. Many people associate influence with popularity, fame, or the ability to attract attention. Social platforms, public recognition, and large audiences are often treated as signs of influence. But the influence carried by chosen ones is rarely about public attention or personal recognition. Instead, it appears in quieter and more meaningful ways. It is the ability to inspire change in the hearts and minds of others simply by sharing truth, wisdom, and personal experience. Many chosen ones notice something unusual when they speak about their journey or their faith. When they talk about truth, struggle, or spiritual growth, people tend to listen in a different way. The words may not always be dramatic or complicated, yet they carry a weight that others can feel. This happens because their words are not built on theory alone. They are shaped by real experiences, moments of hardship, transformation, and resilience that give their message authenticity. Authenticity has a unique power. When someone speaks from genuine experience, others can sense that sincerity immediately. The chosen one, who has faced difficulty and emerged with deeper understanding, speaks with a voice that carries credibility. People recognize that these words are not simply ideas borrowed from books or repeated from someone else's perspective. They come from a life that has been tested and refined through real challenges. Because of this authenticity, people often respond differently when chosen ones share their thoughts or guidance. Conversations that begin casually can turn into moments of reflection for those who are listening. Someone who hears a chosen one speak about perseverance may begin to reconsider their own struggles. Someone who hears about faith during difficult seasons may find hope in the possibility that their own challenges could lead to growth rather than defeat. This influence does not always appear in large public settings. Sometimes it occurs in quiet, personal moments. A conversation with a friend who feels lost may become a turning point in that person's life. Words of encouragement offered at the right time may help someone regain confidence they believed they had lost. Even small acts of guidance can create ripples that extend far beyond what the chosen one can see in the moment. For many chosen ones, this influence begins long before they fully recognize it. They may simply feel compelled to speak honestly about their experiences or to offer encouragement when someone is struggling. They may not see themselves as leaders or teachers, yet people continue to seek their perspective because something about their presence feels trustworthy and sincere. Part of this influence comes from the stories that chosen ones carry. Every challenge they have faced becomes part of a narrative that others can learn from. When someone hears about a person who endured hardship, yet continued forward with faith and determination, it changes the way they view their own difficulties. The chosen one's story becomes a reminder that growth is possible, even in the most difficult circumstances. Stories have always been one of the most powerful ways human beings understand life. When experiences are shared honestly, they create connections that go beyond simple advice. A person listening to such a story may recognize parts of their own life within it. They may see their fears, struggles, and hopes reflected in the journey of the one speaking. This connection allows the message to reach deeper than abstract guidance ever could. Because of this, the influence of chosen ones often encourages others to grow. When someone observes the resilience, wisdom, and compassion that developed through the chosen one's journey, it inspires them to pursue their own transformation. They begin to believe that change is possible for them as well. The chosen one becomes a living example of perseverance, faith, and personal development. This influence gradually becomes part of the chosen one's mission. It may not always appear as a formal role or public position. In many cases, it unfolds naturally through everyday interactions. The chosen one may guide people through conversations, support others during moments of crisis, or offer insight when someone is searching for direction. These moments may seem ordinary at first, yet they often leave lasting impressions on those who experience them. Understanding this gift requires shifting the definition of influence away from recognition and toward impact. Fame focuses attention on the individual, but true influence focuses on the transformation that occurs in others. A person may have millions of followers, yet change very few lives in a meaningful way. At the same time, someone with a small circle of connections may quietly inspire growth, courage, and healing in many people around them. Chosen ones often discover that their influence operates in this deeper way. The impact they create may not always be visible to the wider world, but it is felt strongly by those whose lives are touched by their presence. A single conversation can shift someone's perspective. A moment of encouragement can help someone continue when they were ready to give up. These quiet acts of influence become part of the larger purpose unfolding through the chosen one's life. As they begin to recognize this gift, many chosen ones gain a new understanding of their journey. The hardships they endured were not only shaping their own character, they were also preparing them to speak into the lives of others. The resilience they developed gave their words credibility. The empathy they carry allows them to connect with people in genuine ways. The spiritual awareness they possess helps them recognize what others need to hear during moments of uncertainty. All of these qualities combine to create influence that is both natural and powerful. It does not require force or manipulation. It flows from authenticity, compassion, and truth. When chosen ones share their experiences and insights with sincerity, the impact often extends further than they realize. And in this way, the gift of influence reveals itself as another piece of the larger purpose shaping the chosen one's life. Their voice becomes a source of encouragement. Their story becomes a source of inspiration. Their presence becomes a reminder that even the most difficult journeys can produce wisdom capable of guiding others toward hope and growth. As we move forward from the gift of influence, another spiritual gift becomes clearer in the lives of the chosen ones. Influence allows their voice and experiences to inspire others, but something must guide them before they can guide anyone else. The wisdom they share, the decisions they make, and the direction of their life often come from a deeper source of understanding. This is where another powerful gift appears, one that many chosen ones begin to recognize only after years of experience. That gift is inner guidance. Inner guidance is often described as intuition, spiritual prompting, or the quiet direction that arises from within when someone is deeply connected to their faith and their purpose. For chosen ones, this guidance can feel like an internal compass that gently steers them towards certain decisions while warning them away from others. It rarely appears as a loud or dramatic voice. Instead, it often arrives as a quiet sense of knowing, a feeling that something is either right or wrong, even before logic fully explains why. Many chosen ones notice this guidance long before they understand what it is. They may experience moments when they feel strongly drawn toward a particular path, without being able to explain the reason. They might meet someone and immediately feel a sense of trust, or they might encounter a situation that seems promising on the surface, yet feel an inner hesitation that encourages them to step back. At first, these impressions may seem confusing or unreliable, especially when they conflict with what others around them expect. During the early stages of life, many chosen ones learn to ignore this inner guidance. Society often encourages people to rely only on logic, external advice, or popular opinion when making decisions. When someone follows a feeling that cannot easily be explained, they may be told they are overthinking or imagining things. Because of this, chosen ones sometimes silence their intuition in an effort to fit in with the expectations of others. However, experiences over time often reveal the importance of this inner voice. Many chosen ones can recall moments when they ignored their instincts and later realized that those instincts had been correct. Perhaps they trusted someone who later proved to be dishonest. Perhaps they entered an environment that gradually drained their peace. In hindsight, they may remember that quiet feeling of hesitation that appeared at the beginning, the subtle warning they chose to dismiss. These experiences become lessons that slowly rebuild trust in inner guidance. As chosen ones mature, they begin paying closer attention to the signals they once ignored. They notice that certain decisions feel calm and aligned with their purpose, while others create tension or confusion within them. The more they listen to these signals, the clearer the guidance becomes. Faith and reflection play an important role in strengthening this ability. Inner guidance often becomes clearer when the mind is calm and focused. When someone spends time reflecting, praying, or simply creating quiet space away from constant distractions, they become more aware of their inner thoughts and feelings. In that stillness, the difference between fear, emotion, and genuine guidance becomes easier to recognize. For many chosen ones, this guidance begins to operate like a steady direction rather than a sudden command. It gently nudges them towards certain decisions. It encourages them to pursue paths that align with their values and their purpose. At the same time, it warns them when something does not feel right, even when external circumstances appear attractive. This guidance also acts as a form of protection. Life presents countless choices, and not every opportunity leads toward growth or fulfillment. Some decisions may appear beneficial at first, but carry consequences that become visible only later. Inner guidance helps chosen ones recognize these hidden risks before they fully unfold. It provides a sense of caution that can prevent them from stepping into environments or relationships that would disrupt their path. At times, this guidance may encourage them to take actions that seem unusual or unexpected. They may feel compelled to change direction when others expect them to continue along a certain path. They may leave opportunities that appear successful because something inside tells them that the situation is not aligned with their purpose. These decisions can be difficult because they require trust in something that cannot always be explained to others. Yet when chosen ones follow this guidance consistently, they often discover that their path begins to unfold in meaningful ways. Opportunities appear that align with their values. Relationships form with people who support their growth. Situations that once felt confusing begin to make sense when viewed from a broader perspective. The guidance that once seemed mysterious reveals itself as a steady influence guiding them toward their mission. Recognizing this guidance requires patience and self-awareness. It is not always easy to distinguish between genuine intuition and ordinary emotions. Fear can sometimes imitate guidance by creating hesitation, while excitement can sometimes mask warning signs. This is why reflection and spiritual grounding are so important. When someone develops a calm and centered mind, they become more capable of recognizing the difference between temporary feelings and deeper direction. One way chosen ones learn to recognize this guidance is by observing how it feels over time. Genuine inner guidance often carries a quiet sense of clarity and calm. Even when the decision it suggests may be difficult, there is usually a sense of peace beneath the surface. Emotional reactions, on the other hand, often create urgency, anxiety, or pressure. Learning to distinguish these feelings helps chosen ones make wiser decisions. Another way to recognize guidance is through patterns. When someone consistently follows their inner direction and later discovers that those decisions led to positive outcomes, their trust grows stronger. Each experience becomes evidence that the guidance they feel is not random. Over time, this trust becomes one of the most valuable tools they possess. For the chosen one, inner guidance ultimately becomes a connection between their daily choices and their divine mission. Every decision shapes the direction of their life. When those decisions align with deeper guidance, the path ahead becomes clearer and more meaningful. The obstacles they face may still exist, but their direction remains steady. Through this process, chosen ones gradually understand that their intuition is not simply a personality trait. It is part of a spiritual gift designed to keep them aligned with their purpose. The quiet voice that guides them is not meant to control their life, but to illuminate the path that leads toward growth, truth, and fulfillment. And as they continue learning to recognize and trust this guidance, the chosen one becomes more confident in the journey ahead, knowing that each step they take is quietly being directed toward the mission they were meant to fulfill. As we move forward from the gift of inner guidance, the final piece of the picture begins to appear. Inner guidance helps chosen ones recognize the direction they should take in their lives. It quietly leads them towards certain decisions, relationships, and opportunities, while steering them away from paths that would pull them away from their calling. But when we step back and look at all the spiritual gifts we have explored so far, something remarkable becomes clear. None of these gifts exist in isolation. Each one is connected to the others, and together they form something far greater. They lead toward a deeper realization known as the gift of purpose. Purpose is the point where every spiritual gift begins to align. It is the moment when chosen ones start to recognize that their life experiences, their strengths, and even their hardships were not random events. Instead, they were shaping them for a mission that is uniquely their own. Many chosen ones spend years feeling confused about why they possess certain sensitivities or abilities that others do not seem to have. But when the understanding of purpose begins to emerge, those differences start to make sense. Consider how the gift of discernment functions in the life of the chosen one. Discernment protects them by allowing them to see beyond appearances and recognize truth where others may only see surface impressions. It helps them identify harmful influences before those influences can cause lasting damage. Without this ability, they could easily be pulled into environments that distract them from their path. Discernment acts as a shield, guiding them away from deception and toward clarity. When viewed through the lens of purpose, it becomes clear that this gift is not simply about awareness. It exists to protect the mission that the chosen one is meant to fulfill. Empathy forms another essential part of this design. While discernment protects the chosen one, empathy allows them to connect deeply with others. The ability to feel the emotions and struggles of those around them creates understanding that goes far beyond ordinary conversation. Through empathy, chosen ones are able to support people who are experiencing pain, confusion, or loss. They can listen in ways that make others feel seen and understood. This gift allows them to become sources of comfort and encouragement. When combined with purpose, empathy becomes a bridge that connects the chosen one's journey with the lives of the people they are meant to influence. Spiritual awareness adds another dimension to this combination of gifts. Awareness allows chosen ones to perceive deeper meaning in events and experiences. They begin to recognize patterns in life that others might overlook. What appears random to many people often carries significance in the eyes of someone with spiritual awareness. This perspective helps chosen ones interpret the lessons within their experiences and share those insights with others. Awareness becomes the lens through which they understand their mission and the ways they can contribute to the growth of those around them. Resilience also plays a crucial role in shaping purpose. The hardships that chosen ones endure are rarely meaningless. Each challenge builds strength, patience, and wisdom that cannot be developed in easier circumstances. Through resilience, they learn how to stand firm during moments of uncertainty. They discover that setbacks can become stepping stones rather than final defeats. This strength becomes essential when their purpose begins to unfold. Leadership, guidance, and influence often require the ability to endure criticism, pressure, and responsibility. Without resilience, those roles could become overwhelming. But because chosen ones have already faced and survived many difficulties, they carry a level of endurance that prepares them for the challenges ahead. When these gifts begin to work together, the larger design becomes visible. Discernment protects the path. Empathy connects the chosen one with the hearts of others. Spiritual awareness reveals deeper truths that guide their understanding. Resilience provides the strength required to continue, even when the journey becomes difficult. Inner guidance directs their decisions so that each step moves them closer to the role they are meant to fulfill. All of these abilities form a network of strengths that gradually lead the chosen one toward their mission. The realization that these gifts are connected often arrives slowly. Many chosen ones spend years feeling as though their abilities are scattered or confusing. They may not immediately see how empathy, intuition, resilience, and awareness relate to each other. But as life continues to unfold, patterns begin to appear. The situations they encounter often require the very qualities they have developed through their journey. The people they meet may need the exact form of understanding or encouragement that the chosen one is capable of offering. This is the moment when purpose begins to feel real rather than abstract. It becomes clear that the gifts they carry were not given randomly. Each one serves a role in preparing them for the work they are meant to do in the world. Their experiences have been shaping them for situations where their voice, their wisdom, and their compassion can make a difference. Purpose does not always appear as a single dramatic event. Often it reveals itself gradually through the influence a chosen one has on the lives around them. It may appear in conversations where someone finds hope after hearing their story. It may appear in guidance that helps another person make a life-changing decision. It may appear in quiet acts of support that help someone regain strength during a difficult season. For the chosen one, understanding this purpose brings a sense of clarity that replaces many years of confusion. The differences they once questioned begin to feel meaningful. The challenges they endured begin to look like preparation rather than misfortune. The gifts they carry become tools that help them contribute to something larger than themselves. When all of these elements come together, the chosen one begins to see their life as part of a greater design. Their discernment protects the journey. Their empathy heals those they encounter. Their awareness reveals truth, and their resilience ensures they can continue, even when the path becomes difficult. Every gift works together to guide them toward the mission that has been unfolding throughout their life. And in that realization, the chosen one understands that the qualities that once made them feel different were never accidental. They were placed within them as part of a larger plan, carefully shaping them for the purpose they were always meant to fulfill. As we come to the end of this message, it is important to pause and reflect on everything we have explored together. Throughout this journey, we have talked about the spiritual gifts that often appear in the lives of the chosen ones. Discernment, empathy, spiritual awareness, resilience, influence, inner guidance, and the deeper sense of purpose that connects them all. When viewed individually, these qualities may have once seemed confusing or even burdensome, but when you step back and look at them as a whole, a very different picture begins to appear. The spiritual gifts of the chosen ones are not accidents. They are not random personality traits that appeared without meaning. They are tools placed within you for a reason. Each gift carries a purpose that shapes the direction of your life and the way you interact with the people around you. The sensitivity that once made you feel overwhelmed may actually be the empathy that allows you to understand the pain of others. The instinct that helped you sense truth beneath appearances may be the discernment that protects you from harmful influences. The resilience you develop through difficult seasons may be the strength that allows you to stand firm when others need guidance the most. For many chosen ones, the journey toward recognizing these gifts begins with confusion. Growing up with unusual awareness or emotional depth can make you feel different from those around you. You may have questioned why you reacted so strongly to certain situations, or why you noticed things that others seem to overlook. At times you may have wondered if something about you was unusual or difficult to understand. But the truth is that these differences were never meant to isolate you. They were meant to prepare you. The very qualities that once made you feel out of place may be the same qualities that allow you to bring clarity, encouragement, and healing to others. The awareness that pushed you to ask deeper questions about life may be the same awareness that helps you guide someone who feels lost. The experiences that forced you to develop resilience may become the stories that inspire others to keep going when they are ready to give up. When chosen ones begin to recognize these gifts for what they truly are, something important changes within them. Instead of seeing themselves as strange or disconnected, they begin to see themselves as prepared. They realize that their life experiences were shaping them for something meaningful. Every challenge, every moment of growth, and every insight gained along the way becomes part of a larger story that continues to unfold. Understanding this does not mean that every step of the journey suddenly becomes easy. There will still be questions, challenges, and moments of uncertainty. But when you recognize that the gifts within you were placed there for a reason, the path ahead begins to feel different. You start walking with a deeper sense of confidence, knowing that your life carries meaning beyond what you can immediately see. And if this message helped you recognize the spiritual gifts within your own life, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who may also be discovering their calling, and subscribe to the channel for more insights about faith, spiritual growth, and the journey of the chosen ones.